Welcome back. Today we're diving into Mark Manson's The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. This isn't your typical self-help advice. Manson invites us to prioritize what truly matters, confront life's challenges head-on, and embrace the growth that comes from discomfort. Ready for a brutally honest take on personal development? Let's jump in. The first chapter, titled Don't Try, unveils a counterintuitive insight. In a world obsessed with relentless positivity and the ceaseless pursuit of success, the chapter suggests that this chase can often lead to more negative experiences. By accepting our limitations and the inevitable adversities we face, we cultivate a more authentic and fulfilling life. Picture Alex, a young professional who's always on the grind. Each morning he listens to motivational podcasts, filling his mind with mantras of relentless positivity. He believes that every setback is not just a test, but an opportunity, and every challenge is a chance to rise. However, this pursuit begins to wear him out. Every evening he feels the weight of unmet expectations, the burden of constantly striving for a positive spin. His smiles seem forced, his enthusiasm feigned. One day, after a particularly challenging setback at work, a senior colleague, Lily, approaches him. She's noticed his struggle and shares her own journey. "I used to be like you," she begins, always trying to see the silver lining even when there wasn't one, until I realized that sometimes it's okay not to try. It's okay to just be. Alex learns from Lily the value in accepting some situations just as they are, without needing them to be wrapped in rosy hues. This doesn't mean giving up, but just being more authentic in his responses. Over time, he finds himself more content, his smiles more genuine, and his stress considerably reduced. Now think about our everyday challenges. Imagine you're facing a setback. Perhaps you didn't land a promotion or your recent project didn't turn out as you hoped. Instead of masking your disappointment with forced optimism, acknowledge it. Sit with that disappointment for a moment. It's natural, it's human. Maybe it wasn't your time, or maybe there's a lesson in there. When you accept these feelings without judgment, you not only give yourself space to heal, but also to grow. As days turn to weeks, you might find clarity, understanding the nuances of the situation, and spotting opportunities for genuine growth. This approach not only brings inner peace, but can often lead to better outcomes in the long run. As we journey through Mark Manson's wisdom, we understand that the essence of Don't Try is not about promoting inaction or indifference. Instead, it's about recognizing the counterproductive nature of forcing positivity. By embracing our true feelings and reactions, and letting go of the constant need to put a positive spin on everything, we open the doors to genuine experiences, authentic emotions, and deeper contentment. Principle number 1 is embrace authenticity over forced positivity. Understand that sometimes not trying is the path to true contentment. In the second chapter, titled Happiness is a Problem, an intriguing paradox is presented. At first glance, the sentiment seems counterintuitive. After all, isn't the pursuit of happiness what we're all striving for? However, Manson posits that the very act of chasing happiness can, in fact, lead to unhappiness. This is because the pursuit itself stems from the belief that something in our lives is amiss or lacking. By shifting our focus and embracing problems, as well as the journey of solving them, we find a deeper, more lasting form of satisfaction. Consider Martin, a retiree who's always dreamt of a peaceful life post-retirement, reading books by the beach, traveling around the world, and enjoying lazy afternoons with nothing to worry about. As the days turned into weeks and weeks into months, Martin found himself feeling unfulfilled and restless. He missed the challenges and unpredictability of his working days. It was during a visit to a local school that he discovered an opportunity to teach part-time. Though initially hesitant, he took up the offer. Every day he encountered new problems, engaging with young, energetic students, revising lessons, or sometimes just managing a chaotic class. But the satisfaction he found in solving these problems, in making a difference in these young lives, provided a sense of purpose and happiness he hadn't anticipated. This unexpected twist taught Martin that sometimes the journey and the challenges it presents are where the true joys of life lie. On the other hand, there's Sarah, a successful lawyer who seemingly achieved everything she ever dreamed of. A high-paying job, a luxury apartment, and a busy social calendar. Yet with each achievement, there's an underlying feeling that something's still missing. She's always on the lookout for the next thing that will bring her happiness: a new car, a promotion, or an exotic vacation. But the joy she anticipates is fleeting. It's during a long, reflective walk in the park that she has an epiphany. Her constant chase for happiness makes her perpetually aware of what she doesn't have. What if she shifts her focus to the challenges she faces and cherishes the process of overcoming them? With this newfound insight, Sarah begins to immerse herself in her cases, not for accolades or promotions, but for the sheer love of problem solving. The satisfaction she derives from this is profound and enduring. Let's relate this to our own lives. We've all had moments where we believe that buying that new gadget, securing that job, or taking that trip will be the ticket to our happiness. But once achieved, the elation often wanes quicker than anticipated. Instead, think of a time you were faced with a challenge or a problem. The hours you invested in finding a solution, the setbacks you encountered, and the ultimate euphoria when you finally overcame it. That journey, with all its highs and lows, brought a sense of accomplishment and contentment that no material possession could offer. Drawing from Manson's wisdom in this chapter, it becomes evident that while happiness is a beautiful destination, the pursuit of it as an end goal can be a slippery slope. It's the problems we face, the challenges we overcome, and the processes we engage in that bring depth, meaning, and true satisfaction to our lives. Principle number 2 is value the journey over the destination. Realize that true satisfaction comes from engaging with and overcoming life's challenges, rather than the elusive pursuit of happiness. The third chapter, You Are Not Special, sheds light on a modern conundrum. In an age where everyone is encouraged to believe they're unique and extraordinary, it delivers a sobering perspective. The idea that we are all destined for greatness can inadvertently lead to a sense of entitlement. While it might be a tough pill to swallow, the reality is that most people are, by statistical definition, average. And that's perfectly all right. Accepting this allows us to confront our limitations, and from that grounding, genuinely grow and improve. Let's envision James, a young man with aspirations of becoming the next great musical sensation. From a young age, everyone around him, from family to teachers, always told him he was exceptional. Each performance, no matter how mediocre, was met with thunderous applause. However, when James finally auditioned for a renowned music school, he was rejected. Crushed, he couldn't understand how they didn't see his exceptional talent. It took a candid conversation with one of the judges for James to realize that he had been cocooned in a bubble of unwarranted praise. Instead of crumbling, James took this reality check to heart. He started rigorously practicing, seeking genuine feedback, and understanding his musical limitations. Over time, James became a much better musician, not because he believed he was exceptional, but because he realized he wasn't and was willing to put in the work. On the flip side, consider Lisa, a middle manager in a tech firm. She's always felt that her work, while competent, didn't really stand out. But instead of bemoaning her average skills, Lisa used this self-awareness as a strength. She constantly sought to learn, improve, and refine her craft. Recognizing her limitations, she surrounded herself with a diverse team, each member complementing the other's skills. Under her leadership, her team thrived, achieving exceptional results. Lisa's acceptance of her averageness didn't hinder her. It propelled her to create an environment where collective excellence could flourish. This chapter compels us to introspect. Have we ever felt entitled to success, praise, or reward simply because we believe we're special? Or have we taken the time to genuinely assess our skills, accept our limitations, and diligently work to surpass them? Manson's perspective isn't meant to diminish our self-worth, but to ground us in reality. By acknowledging that we might not be the shining exception in every field, we can focus on the areas where we genuinely have the potential to excel and work relentlessly towards it. Principle number 3 is embrace reality over entitlement. Accepting our average status can free us to pursue genuine growth, unhindered by delusions of grandeur. The fourth chapter, The Value of Suffering, offers a profound dive into the nature of values and their inextricable link to our struggles. At the heart of every decision, aspiration, and endeavor is a core value that drives us. Manson illuminates that it's not just what we desire that shapes our lives, but what we are willing to sacrifice or suffer for. Hence, the importance of selecting our values with care and consciousness, for they dictate the kind of challenges we'll face and the hardships we're prepared to endure. Imagine Noah, a talented young athlete with dreams of making it to the Olympics. The prestige, the gold medal, and the adulation are what he yearns for. Training rigorously, he pushes his body to the limit. However, as time progresses, he's plagued with injuries, fatigue, and diminishing passion. Upon reflection, Noah realizes his primary motivation was the external validation and the allure of fame, rather than a genuine love for the sport. This misalignment of values made every setback feel insurmountable, and every sacrifice unbearable. Contrastingly, there's Maya, a dedicated researcher in marine biology. She spends months on end on research vessels, battling harsh weather conditions, enduring long hours, and facing multiple failures. To many, her choices might seem like endless suffering. Yet, for Maya, every challenge is worth it. Why? Because her core value isn't recognition or monetary success, but the deep-seated passion for understanding and preserving marine life. This value makes the struggles worthwhile, and the setbacks just milestones in a larger journey. Reflect on our own lives for a moment. Think about the goals we chase or the dreams we harbor. Are they fueled by societal expectations, peer pressure, or genuine personal values? Are we pursuing a high-paying job because of the status it offers, or because it aligns with our skills and passions? Are we chasing a relationship based on the fear of loneliness or the genuine connection we feel? The pains and struggles we face in these pursuits are directly tied to what we value. Choosing those values wisely can mean the difference between suffering that feels insurmountable and challenges that bring growth and fulfillment. Through Manson's insights in this chapter, we are reminded that while suffering is an inevitable part of life, its nature and impact on us are largely dictated by what we hold dear. The right values can transform struggles from burdens into badges of honor, markers of a life lived with purpose and authenticity. Principle number 4 is, select your struggles. What we choose to value dictates the nature of our challenges and the suffering we're willing to endure. The 5th chapter, You Are Always Choosing, presents a transformative perspective on agency and responsibility. Manson urges readers to recognize that every moment of our lives, whether passive or active, is filled with choices. Often it's easy to view situations as things that just happen to us, conveniently ignoring the fact that our choices, whether through action or inaction, played a role. The essence of this chapter is about embracing that responsibility, understanding that by doing so, we unlock genuine empowerment. Picture Eli, a man who feels stuck in a monotonous 9-to-5 job, lamenting every day about the rut he's trapped in. He often tells his friends, "I had no choice but to take this job. The bills won't pay themselves." However, one evening, a candid conversation with an old college mate, Nadia, challenges this perspective. Nadia, who ventured into a startup and faced her share of ups and downs, points out, "Eli, every day you choose to stay in that job. You chose security over risk, routine over uncertainty." This revelation is jarring for Eli, forcing him to confront the reality that his current situation was a culmination of choices he made, driven by the values he prioritized. On the other end of the spectrum, consider Serena, a single mother who consciously chose to leave a turbulent marriage, knowing well the challenges that lay ahead. Every day, she faces myriad decisions, from managing finances to ensuring her child's well-being. Yet she never sees herself as a victim of circumstances. Instead, she acknowledges each challenge as a consequence of her choices. This acknowledgement doesn't weigh her down. Instead, it empowers her. She understands that just as she chose her path once, she can choose again, pivot, adapt, and grow. Bringing it closer to home, think about the relationships, commitments, or even the minor inconveniences we often complain about. How often do we attribute them to external circumstances rather than acknowledging them as outcomes of our choices? Recognizing this gives us the power to change, adapt, and more importantly, own our narratives. It means no longer being a passive player in our own lives, but taking charge and steering our journey with intention. The insights from this chapter remind us that life isn't just something that happens to us. It's a series of choices we constantly make. By understanding and embracing this, we shift from a mindset of blame and victimhood to one of empowerment and ownership. Principle number 5 is embrace agency over victimhood. Recognize that every situation is a result of choices, and taking responsibility for them is the key to empowerment. The 6th chapter, You're Wrong About Everything, But So Am I, confronts a humbling truth about human nature: our inherent fallibility. Manson delves into the concept that many of our staunchly held beliefs, the foundations upon which we construct our realities, are often flawed or incomplete. Instead of viewing this as a source of despair, he proposes that accepting our intellectual limitations is a cornerstone for personal evolution and growth. Imagine Tara, a dedicated history teacher, who for decades has taught her students about the Renaissance era based on a particular textbook. She's confident, well-respected, and takes pride in her knowledge. However, during a conference, she's introduced to recent research that challenges some core aspects of what she's been teaching. At first, Tara is defensive, dismissing the new findings as mere conjecture. But as she delves deeper, she realizes the merit in these new perspectives. This acknowledgement shakes her self-image. However, instead of wallowing in the discomfort of being wrong, Tara decides to re-educate herself. She starts incorporating the new findings into her lessons, not as absolute truths, but as evolving interpretations. Her classes become more engaging, with students encouraged to question, debate, and understand that history, like all subjects, is continually evolving. Then there's Liam, a tech enthusiast who's always believed in the superiority of one operating system over others. He's engaged in countless debates defending his choice, often dismissing any new updates or features the competitors introduced. One day, a project requires him to work extensively on a different platform. Though reluctant initially, as Liam familiarizes himself with it, he discovers features and functionalities that genuinely appeal to him. This realization doesn't make him renounce his former favorite, but he begins to see the value in being adaptable and not being tied down by rigid beliefs. Bringing the concept to our own experiences, how often have we clung to beliefs or opinions, resistant to change even when presented with new information? Whether it's about politics, dietary choices, or even the best route to work, being open to the possibility that we might be wrong paves the way for learning and growth. It enables us to navigate the world with curiosity rather than defensiveness, embracing new ideas and discarding outdated ones. Manson's insights in this chapter underscore the significance of intellectual humility. Recognizing and accepting our errors is not a sign of weakness. Rather, it's an affirmation of our commitment to personal growth and understanding. Principle number 6 is cultivate intellectual humility. Embrace the possibility of being wrong and view it as an opportunity for growth. The 7th chapter, titled Failure is the Way Forward, challenges the prevailing narratives around success and setbacks. It asserts that success isn't a linear journey, paved with relentless victories. Instead, it's often the result of numerous failures, mistakes, and lessons learned. By reframing how we perceive and react to our failures, we can use them as pivotal stepping stones in our growth and eventual success. Picture Amelia, a young writer with a burning passion to get her stories published. Month after month, she sends her manuscripts to numerous publishers, only to be met with rejection. With each passing denial, her self-confidence dwindles, leading her to question her talent and choices. One day, amidst her pile of rejection letters, she receives feedback from a kind editor who points out areas of improvement in her writing. Instead of dismissing this critique, Amelia sees it as an opportunity. She begins attending writing workshops, seeks mentorship, and consistently works on honing her craft. 2 years later, not only does she secure a publishing deal, but her debut novel becomes a bestseller. It wasn't her initial talent that led to her success, but her resilience and the lessons she gleaned from her failures. Now, let's shift this perspective to a commonplace scenario. Imagine you've taken up a new hobby, be it cooking, a musical instrument, or even a sport. The initial days are often filled with mistakes, burnt dishes, off-key notes, missed goals. It's easy to get disheartened and even contemplate giving up. But what if, instead of seeing each mistake as a testament to your inability, you saw it as a lesson? Each burnt dish teaches you the importance of timing. Every missed note helps refine your ear, and every failed goal attempt improves your technique. Over time, with consistent effort and the invaluable lessons from each failure, proficiency, and maybe even mastery can be achieved. Manson's insights in this chapter serve as a profound reminder that our failures, setbacks, and mistakes aren't indicators of our worth or potential. Instead, they are integral parts of our journey, shaping us, refining us, and often leading us to paths we might never have discovered had we always succeeded. Principle number 7 is, treasure failures as lessons. Understand that setbacks are often the precursors to our most significant achievements. The 8th chapter, titled The Importance of Saying No, delves into a foundational aspect of human interactions and personal development, the power of setting boundaries. Manson illuminates the idea that our time, energy, and focus are finite resources. To truly excel in areas that matter most to us and to cultivate meaningful relationships, it's vital to develop the ability to reject what doesn't align with our core values or priorities. Consider Jacob, a talented musician who dreams of making it big in the industry. He's approached by various collaborators, event organizers, and potential sponsors, each offering opportunities that, on the surface, seem promising. Eager to make connections and not wanting to miss out, Jacob finds himself saying yes to almost everything. Soon, he's overwhelmed. He's involved in projects that don't resonate with his artistic vision, attends events that add little value to his growth, and is surrounded by people whose interests are purely transactional. Exhausted and disillusioned, Jacob contemplates quitting music altogether. However, during a chance encounter with a seasoned artist, he's introduced to the transformative power of no. This mentor advises him to discern which projects align with his passion and which relationships genuinely nurture his journey. With time, Jacob learns to set boundaries, and as he does, not only does his music thrive, but he also attracts collaborators and opportunities that truly resonate with his essence. Now extrapolate this to an everyday situation. Think of your commitments, be it social engagements, work tasks, or even hobbies. Saying yes to everything might give an initial rush of being busy or popular. Still, without discernment, it can lead to burnout, dissatisfaction, and a dilution of quality in what you do. Suppose a colleague constantly offloads their work on you. If you never say no, not only will you be overburdened, but your own responsibilities might suffer. Or consider social engagements. If you attend every event without discretion, you might miss out on quality moments with close loved ones. By judiciously setting boundaries and prioritizing, you ensure that your energy is invested in pursuits and relationships that truly matter. In this chapter, Manson masterfully underlines the idea that rejection is not just about turning away from something, but is, more importantly, a choice to embrace what truly aligns with our innermost values and aspirations. Principle number 8 is, prioritize through rejection. Understand the power of no to cultivate focus, integrity, and authentic alignment with one's goals. The 9th chapter, titled, And Then You Die, delves deep into the profound reality we often try to avoid, our inevitable mortality. Recognizing our ephemeral nature is not a morose or pessimistic view. On the contrary, it's a source of clarity, motivation, and profound perspective. When we deeply internalize that our time on this earth is limited, every moment becomes precious, every decision more intentional. Imagine Leo, a high-powered executive always on the fast track, continuously racing against time. His life has been dominated by the mantra of more success, more accolades, more wealth. Yet a sudden health scare brings him face to face with the fragility of life, serving as a profound wake-up call. The accolades and wealth, once the markers of his success, suddenly pale in comparison to the finite nature of life itself. This realization prompts Leo to reflect upon what truly matters. Why aim for fleeting recognitions when time is so limited? Why prioritize wealth accumulation when the most cherished moments are often priceless? As Leo recovers, he starts a transformative journey. He shifts gears, dedicating time to rekindle old passions, reconnect with loved ones, and even mentor the next generation. The corporate world's glitz and glamour slowly fade, replaced by moments of authentic connection, joy, and fulfillment. Now, relate this to our everyday lives. We often get engrossed in the daily grind, losing sight of the bigger picture. But what if we truly embrace the understanding that our time is finite? It might propel us to chase dreams fearlessly, value our relationships more deeply, and prioritize what genuinely enriches our souls. In this chapter, the significance of acknowledging our mortality shines through. By recognizing the inevitability of the end, we can sift through life's noise, focusing on what truly holds meaning and leaving a legacy of genuine impact. Principle number 9 is harness the power of mortality. By embracing the fleeting nature of existence, we can cultivate a life filled with depth, purpose, and true significance. As we wrap up our exploration of the subtle art of not giving a fuck, it's evident that true contentment comes from facing life's challenges rather than avoiding them. Manson's unfiltered approach provides a refreshing perspective on personal growth and the pursuit of genuine happiness. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. And if you liked what you saw, a like would mean the world to me. It helps support the channel and lets me know you want to see more content like this. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.